ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Emotional damage.
You damn mouth shut.
Guess who?
Who is this?
My name is Jeff.
What are you doing, Steph-bro?
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and
Get out! Get the fuck out!
You can't handle the truth.
Dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Hello?
Oh my God.
Hey,
I'm off the deep
you ever been in love?
Daddy, you were in love.
I love you.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
That was intense. At least for me. We're streaming live. What the hell? That's not good. That was the plan. Hey, what's going on, guys? Shelf Help Show. Thanks for stopping by. Chat. When you guys start filling up, say hi. If you're on Facebook, I can't see you. I can't see your chats because I'm not going to pull up Facebook because then I'll get distracted and I'll forget to have the conversation that I intend to have. But if you come over to, what's this place called? Twitch, twitch.tv. Look for Jeffrey Sinatra. It's easy to find. I picked a name that was easy to remember and not common for a reason. And I remember the first time my buddy Mark, who's on the show often, he said that he saw the show, and we would do like 6-hour, 7-hour Saturday shows sometimes. It was kind of crazy, marathon style. And he said, "Hey, I actually watched the show today." And I said, "Where'd you watch it?" He said, "TV." I said, "Okay, well, there's a lot of options, so just wondering." He goes, "Yeah, it was actually cool." I was like, "Hey, Alexa, look for Jeffrey Sinatra." And sure enough, boop, you popped up on YouTube. I'm like, it's amazing, right? It's like I'm a real boy. Again, I don't watch much more than YouTube. I tend to watch a lot of Joe Rogan teaching me inappropriate words that you're not allowed to say. I tease. Poor Joe. It's a bunch of bullshit. But I watch Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, things that are motivational and interesting, and that's about it. Yeah, I don't watch television much. But when I'm watching that stuff, I have it seems magical. It does. And I'm like, how do they do that? They seem so confident. And then I don't look at what I do as anything like that. I'm like, this is an anomaly. If things come off well, then it was on accident, and otherwise I'm just playing at it. And I realized we've done a little bit. We've done a few shows actually. Oh, by the way, hey, if you're a video on demand, thanks for coming back. Appreciate that. Tell a friend. My guest is in the waiting room right now. It's a friend of mine. We're going to talk about some serious topics and then hopefully some positive, motivational type topics. I think they're going to tie together. So anyway, I just distracted myself with that side story. Video on demand. Do me a favor, everybody. I got to do a commercial. I'm bad at doing commercials. I always forget. I have so many affiliate marketing channels, and I never tell you guys about it, so it doesn't help. Dadbot02-20. If you're shopping on Amazon, punch it in. It's my affiliate code. What else? The shelfhelpshow.com. I have a website. Did you know that? I don't know really what I'm going to do with it. I figured I was going to put a bunch of ClickFunnels in there for you guys. So, like, if you come on and be like, "Hey, guys, join the website," and I'll send you jokes or something. I don't know what I'll send you, but I don't know. And then I'm just gonna have a click funnel, so you guys just keep scrolling and scrolling, and then it asks you to buy something, and then scroll some more, and then buy, and I'll make like $100 off you, and you'll get something out of it. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Maybe it's not, but check it out. This was what I was going to say. If you have Amazon Prime, which I know you are all American, so you do, because you have to get your gotta get your stuff to you right away. I get it. I found myself in a pattern doing that. Just buying $5 things because I just wanted someone to show up all the time. That's when you have to get out and do things. Amazon Prime, log in, go to Amazon Gaming. Doesn't matter if you use Amazon Gaming or not. If you have Prime, it's part of it. Prime Gaming. Link your Twitch account. You log on to your Twitch from Amazon Prime. You'll be able to give a Prime sub once a month. It costs you nothing. It gives the show a little something, something. And yeah, so go ahead, take the time, do it now. Log on. You're going to be able to listen to us chat and get that done. It actually does help. Here's a great thing I learned from my friend that we're about to speak to. I'm now a business. Okay, so 2021. I was afraid I was going to have some tax implication, but realistically, I've got a chunk of alimony that is always tax deductible, and that's a chunk. Like, just reduces my. It's about the same as a standard deduction for the alimony part, so that's nice. My business expenses last year, because I started this in March. This is not my first $200 microphone. This is my fifth. I started giving away stuff. My kids have separate setups with computers and everything because Dad just had a problem trying to sort out how he's going to do this. So the whole profit and loss thing, because I'm monetized, because I can get affiliate status or affiliate money also, the $100 that I actually got as income for this show last year, $100. This is how I know. They won't give me the money until it gets to $100. It took from May until now. I haven't even checked. I don't think I've seen the $100. We were at like 97. That minus all the money I spent putting this thing together, and I'm sure there's like business expenses, like office. Literally have an office, got this desk, 3 monitors. I got all the green screen that I'm not currently using. Lots of stuff. I think I might get some money back. And Shelf Help Show is registered as a business, so not just sole proprietor. Anyway, we should do a show on that. We'll do a show on how to start a business, write off everything possible, and have it be completely legal. So that'd be fun. What do you think? I think so. All right, I'm gonna bring on my buddy. Jason and I have known each other for a few years. A lot of years. I don't even remember exactly. I'll bring him on and he'll remind us. So, you may enter, sir. Welcome. Bing bong. Don't say anything racist. You're gonna get canceled. I do want to play that song. Here he comes. I found a song. This is interesting. My SoundCloud, for whatever reason, populated a song that has an apparently, well, based on the liner, African American boy. Oh no, I said that wrong. African American kid, young man, whatever. Who cares? Cancel me, give a shit. There's nothing to cancel. Like, 4 people are gonna be sad. No, guys, there's 105 following this one. There's 250 on Facebook. So,
Oh yeah,
hey guys. Yeah, it's a big audience. Oh, and we have Myanmar, Asia watches, Eastern European people watch. It's weird, man. I get the demographics. Every couple months I look at it, and I'm like, why are there people in like Poland watching the show? Hi, Poland. I had a guy from Ireland pop in, and he hung out for a while. But
nice.
yeah, I was like the one. I got one Irish guy. But this song on my SoundCloud, I got in my car, and I haven't listened actively to SoundCloud as far as I know. I get in the car, my Bluetooth syncs up, and this song on SoundCloud is the one that comes through. Not Audible, not Spotify, SoundCloud, which I don't listen to on my phone. And the song is this young man rapping with the N-word explicitly, because he's allowed to, the whole time. And it's just that there's at least 4 N's per bar, all right? At least. And I was just like, I drive a Kia Amante. It looks like a Lincoln, or maybe like a cross between like a Mercedes ES 400 had sex with a.
It's like a ghetto Lincoln.
Yeah, it's like yeah. Kia made before those Sophias and those piece of shit, plastic cars were out. They got into the executive vehicles, like for like town cars, to get executives back and forth, or to be like limousine service. So I have this tank of a car because that's what it was for. They were like $60,000 in 2009, 2008, 9, and 10. But for some reason, Kia didn't have the reputation that people didn't trust, like a $60,000 Kia. Like, that's insane. It's got 205,000 miles on it, and that bastard's still going. So
Drive around the world.
cost me a pretty penny every now and then. But cars that old, when something small fails, it's never small. I'm like, my car won't run. They're like, it's a map sensor. I'm like, cool. I could replace a map sensor, or I actually got it towed. I'm like, I'll pay you. It can't be much. $700. What? Well, he needed a timing belt too, a serpentine belt, and a pulley. And then a month later, the alternator goes out. I'm like, that's not that much. Alternator's gonna get a rebuilt for $120. $700. It's like, fuck. And it was in the middle of nowhere, Jason. I was by Coolidge.
Oh.
I was heading out to the West Coast and for the weekend, and boop. Yep. I'm like, here's Florence and Coolidge and Casa Grande.
If you were going to the West Coast, how the hell did you end up in Coolidge?
Because she's north of LA. So I was going through I-10. I didn't go into Coolidge. I crapped out on the freeway. I got towed in.
Oh, okay.
I got towed into the nearest shop. Oh yeah, I wasn't like, let me go 20 miles inland and.
Yeah, I was like, that's completely the wrong direction of where you want to go.
Yeah.
But
so, welcome, sir.
Way. Thank you.
How you doing, buddy?
How long have we known each other? 15 years ish. 8 years at Geico, and 7 years at that place that shall not be named.
Correct.
It's kind of like Voldemort, but
yes, we don't speak his name, not even in chat.
Yes.
Then that's out of respect.
Some people wear the shirt on their podcast. Not them to point any fingers at anybody.
Hey, I don't work at Face to Face. This is a logo.
Oh, okay.
So 15 years.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time we interacted at work? Do you recall?
Yeah, you were my supervisor actually for a very brief period of time, and everybody thought that I was a big scary guy, and we had a great interaction. I don't remember what it was about, but everybody else seemed to be like, "Oh my God, what did Jason say?" And you're like, he took the coaching and implemented it and moved on.
Yeah, it was weird. I remember the first time you were in transition, and I had not rotated back. I hadn't been pitched to go back into management at that point, so I was doing the process reviews on the internet team, and I was putting the work in to close down your job. Like, that's when you know that you're dedicated to your company, is when you do the research and prove that you should not have that job. I did that.
True.
It was great. But you were in transition, and I was non-management, but in that section, and then I believe you were being listened to by the vice president and team,
Great.
and I get a phone call at the desk, and then Jeff, it's for you. I'm like, I'm not in charge. All right, hey, what's going on? Oh, hey, what's up, vice president? Who? Who needs help? Why are you calling me? I'm not a. Okay, yep. When you get called by the VP to go help somebody, you don't be like, listen, I'm not in management anymore. Go fuck it. Okay. So I go over. I'm like, which one is Jason Dan or something? The big guy down there. Your reputation is he's the big scary guy.
Well, at the time I
Jason's
was
7'2".
7'2". Yes, I used to be, and then I jumped on a hand grenade and it blew off the lower half of my legs. Massive reconstructive surgery, and they attached my feet just below my knees.
Now you're only what, 6'4", 6'5"?
6'4", 6'5", something like that.
Yeah. You're getting shorter with age?
With the weight of the world, yeah.
Yeah, heavy is the head that wears the crown.
I'm still mad. I've been holding a grudge for 47 years now. Is that how old I am? Yeah, 47 years. Every once in a while, like right around December, she starts walking weird, which I don't understand. But
your mother. I missed that. I was tracking my. Why are we going back to your birth? Oh, okay, yeah.
Big head.
Yeah, big head.
Yeah.
So I look. I wouldn't say I look petite, especially not since 40 pounds and a back and groin injury.
You've gotten COVID twice. I lost 20
COVID
pounds.
twice.
I lost 20 pounds when I
got COVID twice, and I was like, I can't smell or taste anything. I'm pretty sure I'm still hungry. I think I'm just eating my feelings. It didn't help. Rebecca didn't help at all because, she did help. She was wonderful because I was here by myself and I would just work and I'd just have her on video or whatever, like all day. While she worked, I worked, she works remote. And it was nice. And then I'd be feeling pretty shitty and all of a sudden, like, ding, there's pho delivered to the door. Yay. There's like little care packages. I'm like, what is this that you do? She's like, this is called nurturing. I was like, I don't know what to do with it.
That's feelings and
yeah. She's like, you just say thank you. I'm like, I know. I teach people that, but I don't know how to do it. Thank you. You got COVID, and I remember you. Tell me about that. What was your experience like?
I was fortunate that when I got the COVID, it was still, you had to take 2 weeks off. So I took the full 2 weeks, took full advantage of it. And I needed it all because I was, as somebody who never, ever gets sick or only gets like rare diseases, when I get sick, I really do a good job. Kind of sucked.
All balls.
Yeah. All in. None of this half-ass shit. Ended up basically like the worst time in a few years. I wouldn't say the worst thing in my life because I've gone through some pretty nasty things, but it was pretty bad. The apartment that we had flooded because Tucson was going through torrential rains. It flooded like 3 times. We couldn't get the landlord to actually fix the problem until after we had already moved out. We went into an extended stay hotel, and I forced myself to go for a half a mile walk, really 3 times a day, and sit out in the sun because exercise and vitamin D is important, I think, because looking back at what the Black Plague, I know that that's more like your era when you were a kid.
Yeah, I remember. Back
Dr.
in the Nostradamus, he was handing out rose hips. Actually.
Yes, in his bird mask.
Yes.
But really, the Black Plague, one of the problems with it was that people just stayed inside and they didn't realize that vitamin D is really important towards your health. Yeah. So I forced myself to go for a walk, which sucked. in the middle of August and 3 times a day and sit out in the sun and just get as much vitamin D as I could. Plus, I kind of got a tan while I was out because otherwise I'm working all the time.
And you took your dog with you?
Yeah,
So the dog was happy?
Crackhead. He was very happy, but he always wanted to go further. And I'm like, this is good. I think I can't breathe right now. I think that's far enough. So stumble.
Did you have the moment like I did when they said you're positive, and it was weird when she did it because there was not a lot going on in November, and she said, "Oh yeah, I've seen like 200, 300 people like just in the last 2 weeks. It's not a lot, but I've seen like one positive so far. Like it's probably nothing." Oh, okay, well, winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah.
What? I knew I had it though. I knew I had it based on symptoms, but I wonder what your experience was with this. I walked away. I call Rebecca and I tell her, and she's like, "Oh no, okay. What do we do now?" I had nothing. It was the first time. It was the first time I walked away from a diagnosis of anything, and there wasn't a clear plan of action.
Right.
I was like, I guess treat it like a cold, but no one's talked about it. No one said, do this, do that, cold compresses, juice. Like, even just the basic stuff for a common cold that you would tell someone to do. I realized that nothing was being told to anyone what to do.
Well,
Like
they didn't know.
If you're dying, go to the doctor. Well, this is almost 2 years in. This is 2 months ago. By then there was something, but I don't know. It was one of those weird moments, and that was the first moment where it made me feel a certain way. Like I felt, oh, like this could be serious. I know statistically it's not going to be, but that was that first moment. How did you feel when you found out?
For me, it was just okay. Let's deal with it. Going through the past things that I've gone through, which was considerably worse than COVID. It was definitely just kind of eye-opening, and I'm like, you do what you got to do. I mean, you accept life for what it is, and sometimes you draw that short straw and you become that person that gets COVID. So you just be like, okay, it's because of the place that shall not be named, and just move on with your day, and you got to figure it out or die trying, I guess.
So let's do a little backstory on you, and then we'll come forward and hit the illnesses that yeah, your full ass illnesses, not your half ass ones.
Yeah.
So tonight the intention tonight we're going to talk about depression. I specifically put suicidal depression. Like this is
Been there, done that.
I witnessed it. I've seen the panic. I've seen it. It's a thing. It's something to contend with. So a little bit of backstory for you.
How far back do you want to go?
Just hit some high points. We know you already busted your mom's hoo-ha, and then boom from there.
Yeah.
Give us some high points.
Grew up in a small town in northeast Nebraska called Ponca, Nebraska, up until I was 12, then moved to a smaller town in northwest Iowa called Lawton, Iowa, which is just west of Sioux City, which means nothing to anybody that has never been to Iowa.
There's people from Iowa, and then there's everyone else.
Yes. Graduated from high school and joined the military. Kind of fast tracked through 24 years of the service. And now I'm here.
24 years.
Yeah. Well, 23 and 10 months, we'll say.
What were your high points in the service?
I loved it all, but the high points, I deployed a few times with different transportation companies, did some extensive training with EOD companies. I ended up being a first sergeant of a transportation and an EOD company, so 2 different first sergeant tours. EOD company was a lot of fun. I was definitely out of my league. Those guys are a different level of batshit crazy. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, you say whatever you
Okay.
want.
Okay. Lisa, your ex-wife is batshit crazy.
Fact. Fact. You taught me that phrase when
And
you
you
were in the thick
argued
of it.
with me on it at first, and then I think,
No.
and then yeah,
Yeah,
and
you should
then
went to the batshit crazy place. You're like, I told you.
oh, highlights. So those are about it. I don't really have a lot of, I don't know, just
what childhood? What was your childhood like? Was it?
raised by my parents divorced when I was young, raised by my dad, which is a little bit different. And we weren't lower middle class, not exceptionally rich or anything, definitely not born with a silver spoon in my mouth. And now just I live 1,700 miles away from my dad, which is sad for me because he's going through a bunch of medical stuff, and 1,500 miles away from my mom or so. She's not going through very much right now, but she's slowly getting better. Or we're all getting older, I guess.
You know. Did you have times when you were young, when you were a kid, that you battled with depression or anxiety or things that you can remember being kind of?
Yeah, actually, there's a few times that I get really sad because my mom left my dad, and my mom doesn't love me. They couldn't stick it out for us, and not being able to expecting to grow up and not being able to deal with feelings is kind of it's the guy's way of handling shit, but it's a horrible way to handle shit. You've kind of got to deal with everything as it happens because you kind of got to live in the moment. And that's the problem with a lot of guys these days, is that we bottle everything up, and bottling everything up is not how you deal with it, because men have a 3 times higher suicide rate than women. I don't know. Am I supposed to go this deep into this conversation already?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So suicide rate's 3 times higher for men. Depression rate is higher for women or for men. We don't deal with our feelings. There's an attack on masculinity. I mean, you can definitely go down a lot of different paths with this, that there's not a lot of support for men in general.
So, would you say that with your mom leaving when you were a kid, and having to contend with that, and obviously you're gonna feel like it's just despair. You don't know what to do with it. You blame yourself, or you assume that there's no love there. We can't contextualize really what goes on between two people that would make it unbearable for them, to be together. My kids didn't realize how bad things were until we were apart and then healing, and then they can see, oh, okay, not good together.
Mm-hmm.
What they thought was their normal turned into a lot of stress and even some trauma from it. You don't even realize when you're in it. So, do you think you were at a disadvantage with being raised by your dad in that regards, with dealing with your feelings and trying to process that? Did he try and reassure you? Like, what was his take on that? What was his angle?
I think he focused heavily on just making sure that we had food on the table, clean clothes, and really just taking care of us. He wasn't so focused on the emotional side of raising us. That's the downside of not having a maternal parent. And we ended up, he got remarried, and I have a great relationship with my stepmom, but by then I was probably pretty scarred, I imagine.
Makes sense. Do you have siblings?
I do have an older sister.
What's
She's
your
older
relationship
than
like?
Me?
she's older than you. Yeah. My sister and
It's
I are not.
less than a year apart. I'm just saying
Yeah, 51 weeks. Not
for
that
the record.
we're not keeping track or anything. Um, yeah, I get along great with her, but we don't communicate. She went through a nasty divorce, ended up having like major seizures and stuff like that. And that kind of rewrote a little bit of her brain. And so we're not really close. I try like once a year, I'll give her a call on her birthday and I say, hey, you're old now or older. Happy birthday. And then we talk briefly, but she doesn't communicate very well with me. So it falls a lot on me, but that's fine. I got broad shoulders. I can handle it.
Okay, I don't think I'm smart.
I'm smart.
When you were in the when you were in the army, deployed or wherever, did you have experiences there that had an impact on your depression, how you handled that?
So I was thinking about this because you had mentioned that we wanted to talk about the military and depression and why depression is so high in the military, depression / suicide. It's such an overwhelming thing. A lot of it is that the people that have the highest rates of depression are the people that when they deploy or when they're in the service, they have such a high op tempo or operation tempo that they just go. They don't even think about anything when they are deployed. It's literally the next mission. It's the next mission. It's the next mission. It's the next mission. It's literally you get back from one, you rest a day, and you're going back out. And when they get back to civilian world and they no longer can trust the person to the front, to the right, to the left, to the back of them with literally their life, it's a little bit harder. So you'll see those people that will bury themselves in hardcore adventure racing or running a business, doing 100-hour weeks of starting and running a business. They'll absolutely bury themselves so that they don't have to deal with their feelings or deal with what's going on in their head.
When did you notice it? And I'm making an assumption because it was a big part of your life. In 23 years and 10 months, you had to have had some episodes. What were your episodes based on? Was it similar to what you just described? Was it just you're used to operating at a certain speed and then it's not there, or?
It's operating at a certain speed. So when you get back from deployment, you go from, again, that super high op tempo or operation tempo, where it's just go. And you can trust everybody because you're in the same situation, to suddenly you go to the grocery store and you don't have to worry about walking down a grocery aisle. That was kind of one of the big things for me, was walking down a grocery aisle. If there's 3 people in the aisle, I'll just go find a different aisle to walk down. Like, it's stupid. It's absolutely safe, but you look for the exits. You look for, okay, if this shit hits the fan, where am I going? What am I doing? I'm not drawing on everybody, as in drawing a gun or anything like that. I don't have a gun, but what am I going to do if somebody walks in and they have an AK-47 or they have a Kalashnikov or AK-47 or they have whatever, and something happens? Where am I going? How am I going to react? And you always have that backup plan in your mind. When you're here, you kind of get to the point where it's like, okay, I can't survive. I can't live on that or with that mindset, because otherwise you're never going to enjoy life and you can't accept what has happened in the past.
That's wild. Your amygdala is misfiring at all times. So our limbic brain is the one that protects us from harm, and it serves a purpose when there is harm. Obviously, it shuts down your thoughts. It mobilizes blood to your fast twitch muscles, and it gets you ready to fucking bolt or fight either way.
Right.
I think it's something that it's a big thing to contend with, is if you are conditioned, especially for long periods of time, you recondition yourself to be on guard and to be ready to go. And I think it's masked because you're in that op tempo, like you said. Things are moving fast, and you're reacting accordingly, and everyone's has a purpose. You're all have the same mission.
Right.
You can do that for a long period of time if you have the people around you who are also doing it, because you're safe and it's okay. So it's not even registering when you close your eyes to pass out, because you're thoroughly exhausted because you've been running on empty, that you're still running at that speed even while you're sleeping.
Right.
Your brain is still going, oh shit, check this, look for that, watch out. I can't imagine having to contend with that when you're a civilian, or you're going, like you said, going to the store and your brain is going, what the fuck? Be careful.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen. You hear a lot about people with PTSD, or they just have a lot of mental issues, psychological issues rather. I wouldn't say mental, psychological issues coming out of that. Like, are there any cures? Is there, have we made any advancement at all with helping people get past it? Because it seems like I don't hear the statistics changing.
No, statistics aren't changing. If anything, they're getting worse, especially with the high op tempo or the high rate of people deploying and stuff like that. It's there's a lot of studies into it as to what it takes for the humans to be resilient, kind of like a tennis ball, that you drop it, it'll bounce back up. And a lot of it is just training. And it's the training that they realize that the military or the DoD realizes that we should have been doing the entire time, when we haven't been. And you need to be able to deal with that. And part of that is encouraging, not even letting us know, but encouraging us to talk about our feelings, whether it's men or women or whatever. Talk about your feelings with somebody that can understand. Because if I talk to you about going on a convoy and going through a small town in Iraq, and literally the buildings are right next to the road, and you are on 360 surveillance the entire time, that's going to seem overwhelming for you, and you've never been there. But when you're going down it, it's literally life or death. So that's kind of a big thing that for me to talk to you about that, it doesn't really make sense. It's not going to register for you. So talking with somebody that's been there and has been through it, it's a different level of trust.
Right. Well, talking is important, but I wholeheartedly agree. But you're right. The conditioned, our generation for sure was really greatly conditioned to be like the stoic baby boomers. They went through their mess, and their parents were the Depression era parents, silent, what was they called, the silent generation.
Silent generation.
You just suffered, and that's what you did, and that's what you were put on this planet to do. You're going to suffer and toil, and you're going to die, and then but during that time, you're going to have children and lose half of them to something awful.
Right.
I mean, if you just think of our history in the United States alone, we're one of the most developed countries in the world. You go back 150 years, and you're on a fucking horse. You think times were tough. Times were really, really tough. The living past your early 40s and not dying of something horrific, and burying half your family, and everything being like just you starved to death back then. I mean, it was real shit. It hasn't been many generations since then that we have come into this technology, and we've come into this world of ease and comfort and commercialism, and These are all trappings. They're very, very young. There hasn't been enough generations, and I think we're just now getting to recognize it because we're getting enough distance. Finally, getting enough distance where you're not hearing that your grandpa was in the Civil War, your great grandpa was in the Civil War. You know, we're getting ahead of that where people are finally like, "Hey, you're a person. You know, you're not just cannon fodder."
Right.
You know, your job isn't just to work and toil until you're dead, and then there you go. That's the meaning of life. Now it's well, I think it is the meaning of life personally.
It is.
It is.
You really work until you die, whether it's working at a job or you're working at being a better parent, or working at being a father, or you're looking at working at, I don't know, whatever your thing is. You're still working at it, and then ultimately at the end of it, we're all going to look back at ourselves and think, oh my God, were we the best humans that we can be? And if we're not, if you make it that far, cool. If you end up being the best human, cool. If not, hopefully you've done enough that you can impact the world in some way.
So, just describe to me when you go dark, and the switch flips where you're looking for an exit plan. Like, describe what does that feel like? Can you describe like what's going on in your head, or what's not going on in your head? Like,
you stop. So it's something, whatever your trigger. So everybody's going to have a little bit different trigger. So if your trigger is too much stress in your life, and not necessarily good stress, there's nothing wrong with stress by itself, but there's too much negative stress, something that you can't deal with. You try to deal with it, you try to deal with it, you try to deal with it, and then eventually you're going to check out of dealing with it, and you just stop caring about everything. And where it becomes a real problem for most people is they start saying goodbye to friends, they say goodbye to family, they give away all their stuff. They don't sell it, they just give it away. Like, yeah, I don't want it anymore, I don't need it. That's usually a big sign, but for me, it's just being so overwhelmed with everything that you can't, that it's just that one last thing that pushes you over the edge. And once it does, good luck coming out of it, especially by yourself.
do you recognize as things are building? Are there telltale signs, or is it only when you're actually getting to that point where you go, oh no, like, oh, here we go? Or do you know along the way?
So there's definitely telltale signs for me. It's not necessarily for everybody, but for me, you end up having the voice in your head, not the voices in your head. Don't worry, I'm not your ex-wife. Or my ex-girlfriend. But you start having the voice in your head where you're talking to yourself, and you're like, okay, I can't deal with this, and I can't deal with that, and I can't deal with this, and I can't deal with that, and this is getting too much, and everything is just compounding and compounding and compounding. You're having this same really, really negative conversation that if you don't pull yourself out of, and you don't pull yourself out of it really quick, it will spiral out of control, and that's where you find yourself going deep into that dark place.
So we've had some challenging times in the last 15 years. Life has been challenging. You've been there for me when I've been at my the end of the road. I never thought it would get there, and it's happened twice. And I have such a ego, I think. I have this kind of grandiose sense of self, or what I call my irrational self-confidence, that I can pump myself up and be like, yeah, I'm amazing, I'm smart, I'm fucking funny, people like me, I'm popular, every woman and most men want to sleep with me. I'm just,
Oh, you're a sexy, sexy beast. I understand
you
that.
know, and it's not lies. It's irrational, but it's not lies. But I kind of live with that, and then I have a big personality in general, and then when I work with people, they gravitate towards me. Even if I can be quiet for a year, and people are still like, "Yeah, Jeff is the best. He's the funniest guy." I haven't made a joke in a year, and they still have that just expectation or memory of me is that I'm this jovial person, and maybe it's just how the expression on my face doesn't look like "fuck you" enough when I'm there. But that's where it gets overwhelming for me when I found myself in those spots. Is one of them was first first time I had my kids for 2 weeks after we split, and then I had to give them back. That was a moment. That's when I realized what I had lost, and I realized it when it was that daily interaction was gone permanently. Gone. And I wasn't able to contend with that. I hadn't quite in that 3 months since we were apart. I hadn't really solved for that. I'm like, no, 57 hours a week from Friday to Sunday. That's it. And you get maybe 2 weeks, during the summertime. You work. That's your job. You're not together. You're not going to see your kids on a regular basis because you can't be at your ex's house just because your kids are there. You can't have a forced relationship and be like, hi, I know we're split, but I want to have dinner every night. Can I come here? And then I'll tuck everyone in. I'll just go home to sleep. No, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. And that was that first moment where I thought, what is this all for? My whole life, I wanted to be husband and father and do that thing, right? That was my goal. It really was. Even in my senior yearbook, that's my goal. Marriage, kids, mortgage, bills, credit card payments. That was my thing. And I was living in it. It wasn't great at the last couple of years, but we were living it, and we were successful at it for quite a while.
Right.
But then when it was gone. And I had no idea who I was. And I thought, this is when I knew I was in trouble. I thought, they'll get over it. It's going to be harsh, but it's been harsh already.
Right.
What's permanent really, they're not going to have the back and forth and the stress that goes with mom and dad, healing and being broken still. And I started to rationalize that. And I was like, and I'm picturing my kids mourning my death. And I'm thinking, give them a year and a half. They'll start to kind of forget, get some therapy, They're young enough. They're going to be permanently fucked or they'll be fine. Well, families come together. I'm sure that her mom will help take care of my mom will help. Like, everyone will be fine. It happens. What if I was hit by a car? It wouldn't matter. And then when I picked up the gun, I was like, oh, I just kept going with that thought. I had given myself permission to hurt my kids again by hurting myself. And I realized I'm ready to check out. This is not good.
Right. Yeah. So I've been there, done that. So I understand completely where you're coming from. Obviously different circumstances, and it's not the right answer. I know and understand that you're dealing with demons, and I don't think that was the time that I said, that's cool that you don't want to give me your address. Tell me where you fucking live. And I dropped everything and drove across the city to sit down and talk with you for, I don't know, a couple hours. And
yeah, that was the second time.
Yeah. So I understand it sucks and it seems overwhelming, but it's kind of you kind of you have to deal with it. I mean, it's part of healing. I mean, you have to admit what it is.
Yeah.
So when you do that, it makes you appear to be human, or at least more human.
For me, it meant a lot to me because I mean, you mean a lot to me. You're always the friend in need, right? Call, you'll be there. I know you will. And you just happened to check on me in 3 days. I think I'd called out for 3 days, and I was just trying to drink myself to death because I couldn't figure out what else to do. And yeah, it was just like I wouldn't have picked up the phone for anybody else, and I felt like I felt obligated to you. And that's because you're my friend, and I know that if I called you, you would be obligated to me,
Right.
and that mattered. So I was like, I have to answer. You know, like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. You're like, are you okay? And I'm like, no. You're like, what's your address? I'm like, no, it's okay. What's your address? I'm like, okay, fine. Like, and I knew that you were calling to figure out what was wrong. I'm MIA for a while, and I appreciate that. You know, you had the hunch to do that. But what do we do when we don't? What do people do when they don't have somebody to talk to right away? Like, what do you do?
Find somebody, find anybody. Obviously, I mean, you can go to the suicide hotline. Somebody is there. It's 24/7.
800 like 223-8255, and now they actually have 988. It's on the show page. I put it on the show notes. 988 like 911. If you call 988, it's nationwide. It will call the suicide prevention hotline. So
Call somebody. Find somebody. It doesn't matter. They don't even have to be your friend. They don't have to be anybody. The nice thing about the suicide hotline is it is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365. It's there for you. Somebody at least to talk to. It's not going to be a solution, but it might be enough to talk to somebody to make it through now.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you may need to call again, but make it through now. Be strong enough to be willing to ask for help.
Yeah. It's the moment, man. When you're in a spot and you can't see a way out, all you see is infinite crap. That's it. Yeah, it's nothing. There's no avenue. There's no place that you turn.
I'm sorry. Not white. You see, not white. That's what I was supposed to say, right? With a capital W based off of today.
I think so.
Okay.
So.
Just wanted to make sure.
How do I get in my own damn room? I'm trying to let somebody in. We're gonna change the topic a tiny bit.
Who's little brother?
Huh?
Who's little brother?
Oh, me. That's what Amber calls me.
Oh.
Hi, Amber. She said after doing shows with me, she was the only person that I didn't flirt with.
Oh.
I said that's because when I act a fool, I look at you and you've got this look on your face like, mm-hmm. So I can't flirt with you because I feel like I'm just gonna fall short. I don't want to tank in front of everybody.
Ah.
I said so. It's like trying to hit on my sister. It's just weird. Now, if you were my stepsister, that's different.
I think that's all about getting stuck in the dryer, right?
That's right. So let's transition to something a little more positive, if you don't mind. And I'm going to bring on my favorite other person. If I can figure out how to get this person, how do I get you out of fucking jail? It says participants 3. Okay. Where she's not in the breakout room. I need to give her. Don't stop the live stream. That's not going to work. She's not in chat. Is my Alt U. What the fuck is going on? I can't get in the waiting room. La 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 la. Sorry guys. So, Jason,
What's up?
what do you do? What do you do to burn off that? See, I'm leading you. You exercise. What's that about?
I do. I was talking about how people with high op tempo, they need something as a release. So I do functional fitness or CrossFit type training. My wife and I own a gym, and I coach. So it's like I open the gym and close the gym a few times a week. Try to work out as often as I can between everything. Obviously, I mean, you can see bikes in the mirror. So I have bikes in the same room. I have 4 bikes in here. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 bikes in here. I rode one to the gym today and ran home. Guns, all the other fun stuff. So what do I do to release those, or to get those good endorphins back? A lot of things.
CrossFit.
CrossFit.
Is that difficult?
Some move. Everybody has their specialties as to what they're really good at. Jeff is really good at programming and 5'9", so he's stellar at that. Not so good at CrossFit. He tried it once.
Nuh-uh.
You did try it.
You could say, I know. Did I do CrossFit or did CrossFit do me? I think it did me.
It's kind of like prison. It's kind of like prison sex. It's you're getting it whether you want it or not.
Right.
So
well, that's my that was my prison plan.
So yeah, it happened. It happened. So it happened whether you wanted it or you don't. So
yeah, I told my dad if I ever wound up in prison, I knew how I would handle it, and I said, if they try and rape me, I'm just gonna rape them back. I'm raping you. I'm gonna be in charge, and he said, what is wrong with you? This is really what he asked. What the hell is wrong with you? Oh, where does it say admit? Come on, give me the pop-up.
I don't know.
Down here where it says participants, I can't open this fucking door. I can't open it. Usually it opens. Let me see if I can share this with you. I might be able to. This is really irritating me. No polls, no quizzes, breakout rooms, live transcript, record. Record to the cloud. Okay. Share screen. Nope, she's not in share screen. Motherfucker.
Is this the Rebecca?
Yeah. Show non-video participants. Oh, she backed out again. Come back. Stop incoming video. No, that's not it. Sorry about that. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm thinking like maybe my mouse is not clicking properly.
When in doubt, hit it harder. It works better that way.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Oh, start, focus, stop live stream. No, that's not going to work. This is really nuts.
Do you need me to leave?
I don't think so. Oh, I just gave myself a heart. That's nice.
Oh.
Computer restart. No, request desktop control. I wonder. Waiting for Jason to approve. I don't really want to take over your desktop. I was just curious so I can do that.
Okay.
Why did you deny me? That's some bullshit.
That's what I do. Because one of my screens has porn on it. One of them has you, and the third one has midget porn. Just because I'm like
you're
that.
A perv?
Sometimes.
Rebecca, you're popping up, sweetheart. I just don't know why.
Heyo.
Okay, I'm going to leave the meeting, but you don't leave the meeting. I'm going to assign you control.
Okay.
And then see if you can go down to guest and let her in.
Okay.
Okay? Then we're going to talk about exercise, and we're going to make fun of me and my shitty lack of exercise. Jeff? Stop stream? No, Jeff? Leave meeting. Give Jason.
Oh Lord, now I'm in charge. Rebecca, where are you at? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, Jeff. I'm in here by myself. This is not fun. It's not fun talking to myself. Hi, Jeffrey. Why can't I hear you? Hi.
Hi, Becky, come back for 5 minutes, please, please, please.
We love
I got
you.
it. I got it fixed. I can get into that, and I can. Yeah. I don't know why it was locked up. One more time. Yeah. I know it's 9. She gets up at 4 to work out. So.
Oh yeah. 4:30. So I understand.
5 minutes.
We love you, Becky.
Oh. Is she gonna do it? 5 minutes. That's it.
5 minutes. That's what I tell my wife. 5 minutes. I only need 5 minutes.
I don't need 5. Just the tip. Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Were you lonely without me while I was gone?
I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was kind of there. And then I started typing messages to you on Messenger so that because I'm literally talking to myself, and I don't like talking to myself that much.
You're pretty good at talking to people. You're a good trainer. You're a good teacher.
If I have something to talk about, if you want to talk about how to sell things, I'm pretty good at it.
Really good at it.
But,
I know you're gonna turn into a pumpkin here, so we'll just
oh God, I'm way past pumpkin.
We'll speed up the end of this, and we can always get back a little more another time.
5 minutes.
So you do a lot to keep wearing yourself out, yeah?
I do. Own a business, work out 4 or 5 times a week, ride a bike, go for bike rides, spend time with my dog.
Tell me about the bike rides.
What about them?
You're like around the block, like BMX, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Single speed around the block.
Yeah.
I'm one of those annoying people that sit on the side of the road and change their tires and block traffic. Occasionally get hit by cars, all the important stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I don't get hit by cars. I try really hard not to. That shit hurts. So I've done major bike rides. Did a charity ride from San Diego to Tucson over a weekend.
That's 420 miles.
It is. And of the 6 people that did the ride, 2 of us made every mile, and it was me and one other guy. Everybody else took time and they rode the van at different times. So that was kind of an accomplishment. Did the tour to Tucson, I think 7 times.
Jesus.
Yeah, so that's the long one. This 107 to 111 miles.
Let you in now.
Yeah, let her in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What are you wearing?
Yes.
You like
Hey, take it off. Take it all off. Sorry.
that? You're a fan of the bicycle riding.
I am. That was when I was younger, and I didn't know how to deal with all of the going back to the dark talk that we were having earlier. I didn't know how to deal with what was going on in my life, and really one of the things that saved my life was that I found cycling, and it was just an opportunity for me to.
Sorry.
Wow.
We're good.
Okay, cool. Do you want me to continue to talk, or are
No,
we?
please. No,
Okay.
Well, we're still YouTube, Facebook, Twitch.
Okay.
This is just the cloud.
Okay, so one of the things that I would do is I would just go out and ride a bike, and I'd have all the really bad conversations, whether it's bad conversations with my girlfriend, or bad conversations with my parents, or bad conversations with my wife, to include one that's sleeping in that room right over there. So I'd have all those bad conversations, and by the time that I was done, I didn't have the negative energy. I didn't have the negative self-talk or anything like that. It was just gone. So it may take me 3 or 4 hours of brutal work, but in the long run, it's kind of a reset for me. Maybe that's why I enjoy the hard workouts, or the CrossFit, or going for bike rides, or going for a run, or hiking, doing adventure races and stuff like that, because it's just a release.
We alluded to illness before, and tell us what those illnesses that you had and how they affected you.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you completely honest, or just kind of give you the surface level of honesty? Because if I tell you the deep honest, then you're going to look at me completely different. Just letting you know that. So back when I was 4 or 5, so well before you knew me, I'd come down with a disease called viral meningitis. So that was basically my brain and spinal cord swelling up. That also included encephalitis and transverse myelitis.
Encephalitis is fluid on the brain.
Yep. So fluid on the brain, pressure, like swelling of the brain, and which is probably why I'm all fucked up. And then transverse myelitis, which is basically your spine catching a cold. Ended up being in the hospital for about 30 days. Hi, Rebecca. I'm assuming. Hi, Rebecca. And ended up coming out of it. I've had some lasting problems since 4 or 5. You look tired, Rebecca.
I am.
No,
So am I. I feel your pain.
She looks sleepy, not tired.
No, I know what I said. I'm comfortable with it. You got to remember, I'm the one that if you're offended by what I say, that's your right. You can be offended. I don't really care, but you can be offended. Um, and then back in 2011, came down with transverse myelitis again. Ended up back in the hospital for 2 weeks, lost like 30 pounds, and ICU. They tried to figure out what it was, dumped me full of antiviral, antifungal, anti-inflammatories, in so much pain that I was begging for the doctors to put me into a coma because I just couldn't deal with the pain. I was physically crying, shaking the bed because it hurt so bad. And that kind of went away, but it took me from being the person that could go out and ride for 60, 70, 80, 100 miles without really bothering me to not being able to walk 200 feet in the course of a week and a half. So
I remember when it happened. I can't imagine the pain you were in. I remember the shock that I was in when Eldon told me what was going on, and I was like, "Wait, what? No, this is Jason Danito." No, they're like, "Yeah, I'm not." Early on, I was like, not sure if he's gonna make it.
Yeah,
I was like, "What?" Like it was like just a. But you're the strong guy. You ride your bike from Rita Ranch to work all the time. You're always active. Like this guy can't be taken down by something like this.
yeah, it's no joke. I don't wish it on really. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. One author slash movie director actually came down with it, and he's paralyzed. So.
Oh my god.
Who's the guy who wrote
John somebody? I don't remember what the last name was.
The 42 Laws of Power? Robert Greene. I thought he came down with it.
Oh God, my eyes are so bad. I don't remember who it is.
I like your mustache, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah. That's what your mom said.
I don't do much with mine. I just
yours is just long. That's what she said.
Hey, oh.
Yeah.
So tell the redemption story. Then I want you to talk about CrossFit, and we'll mock me a little bit. It'll make Becky happy.
Redemption story. So I was still in the military. I got out of the hospital and out of the rehab after I told and then demonstrated that I was going to run. So I kind of ran for maybe a quarter of a mile after not being able to walk. And
wait, didn't you beat your physical therapist or your therapist in a foot race or something like that?
No. She was like super skinny and super. Anyways,
I recall she gave you reason to live.
Yes. I did get fired. So Alan Rucker actually is the Hollywood writer.
Okay. I know that name.
Countless TV shows. But I got out in time to go to drill for the National Guard. And I told my first sergeant that I was going to. And he's like, fortunately, the funding isn't there, so you don't have to go. So this was February 14th. And I was like, okay. So then the following month, so in March, I actually had a PT test. And I made the decision that I was going to do the best that I'd ever done. And I actually scored a 298, which is 6 seconds away from a perfect PT score. Not bad for somebody that couldn't walk 2 months prior.
That's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. You have a bit of a limp, or your gait is a little different because of this, right?
Yeah, I had to relearn how to walk.
I enjoy when out our place of employment, if anyone's ever made a comment, and it's not often that people would, But I like catching people who be like, "What's up with him? What's up with the? Why does he walk like that? Is he a fang?" I heard somebody say that, and I said, "Hey, dickhead." So he got sick and he got paralyzed and he almost died, and then he had to learn to walk again, and then he did, and then yeah, he came blasting back. He walks like that because he's got permanent damage. Yeah. So anyway, he's more of a man than you'll ever be. So why don't you shut your fucking mouth? And they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't know that." I'm like, yeah, that's the whole point. You didn't know that.
Yeah.
So in the absence of fucking knowledge, shut up. And then I go back to work.
Yeah, I don't really care. It doesn't bother me if somebody wants to say whatever about me. Cool. Again, that's their right. It doesn't matter.
We hire a better class of people now.
Uh,
That's because you do that. Yeah, it's your job. I don't know about that.
It's my job. I don't know if they're a better class of people. I think they're selling better, but
So, Becky, this is Jason.
hi, Becky. Nice to meet you too.
So you guys talk CrossFit. What do you guys like the most? Or that type of exercise?
What do we like the most? The workout being done and packing up after an hour and going home.
What if you do doubles?
Yeah, I do doubles.
Good for you. I coach at night, so I don't have time for a second workout.
Yeah.
I would love to, but just
Yeah. It's a lot, but I like it.
yeah. It's a good way to wind down. I'm assuming you don't do back-to-back classes.
Yeah, I do a 5 a.m. and a 6 a.m.
Oh, yeah, I can't do that. I 5:30 and 6:30 run home, change clothes, take a shower, change clothes, and I'm out the door by 7. So
Yeah,
I mean, I own the gym.
Now.
I own the gym, so I could technically go whenever I wanted to. But once you get home, I'm not really motivated to go back
I don't
out and
blame
do
you.
it
I
again.
wouldn't go back out. Okay. No way.
What's
It's one of the
what's
reasons I like the mornings.
what's one of the hardest workouts you've ever done, Jason? And then Becky, what's one of the hardest ones you've done?
For me, it's any workout that has running and deadlifts. It's just the absolute worst combination for me. Just because your legs get destroyed with heavy deadlifts and
Yeah.
just going out and trying to run. You look like Jeff trying to run.
That was me. Kim, Jason's wife, she was a trainer. He takes me to this gym, convinces me to do it. He's like, "I want you to be able to walk your daughters down the aisle someday, fat boy."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. I play
And-
dirty. I
yeah,
really do.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so we go, and I'm wearing God knows what. It's not really workout clothes, but I didn't have any. So what are you gonna do? And he says, "Don't worry, everything can be modified to you." I said, "Look, I got a jacked up back. I gotta use a little bit of caution around that. Otherwise, I think I'll be all right." And he's like, "Okay, everything's adaptable." And then Kim comes. She's training the class. She's like, "Everything's adaptable." Okay.
Absolutely it
I'm
is.
like, "Yeah, see."
We've drank the Kool-Aid, so
I know.
we understand.
So we do the warm up.
Who worked out with a sprained wrist for like 6 weeks?
Yeah, you,
Yeah.
'cause you're crazy.
Yeah.
And then you're like, "Oh, it hurts." I'm like, "Well, yeah, you should rest it.
No. Go ahead.
Work harder. Work harder."
Good story.
Sorry, go finish.
Anyway, I thought the workout had begun, but apparently it was the warm up because the bell goes off and the timer starts, and they're like, "All right, so let's." I was like, "Wait, what? What do you mean, all right? We're done, right? That's it? No? Oh no! Oh no!" So.
Oh, she's a tough one. I love her already.
Oh no! So I don't know. Let's see. What do we have to do? Wall balls.
And I don't remember something else.
Handful of things. I started wall balls strong. Get that damn ball up there, and then about 3, I'm like a little lower. I'm like,
How many pounds was the ball? It couldn't have been that much.
It was more than 10.
Was
Was
it
it a
though?
15-pound
Yeah.
ball or a 12-pound ball?
I think it was maybe a 10 or a 12.
It was see, 12. That matters.
Sure.
I can swing a 30-pound kettlebell. I can hurt myself, but I can do it.
I did 53 tonight, so it's
I
fine.
was gonna say yeah.
Yeah, she's enjoying this. So, men are naturally stronger than women. No matter how hard you work out, I can still kill you in your sleep. Okay.
I could outrun you.
That's a fact. Anyone could outrun me. I walk like an old man. I was like, am I getting some? I'm getting some junk in my trunk. I'm like, no, that's literally my spine is arched out that way. I thought I saw ass in the shadow. I was like, no, your back is broken. This is not healthy. Fuck. So we do the workout, and I'm like, I think I can eventually everything modified to like a little girl, like a 3-year-old girl.
Beginner,
yeah. And he's like, hey, you got through it. That's what matters. I'm like, yes, I got through it. And we go to his truck, and we lived a couple blocks from each other, so he pulls up to drop me off. And I was like, he goes, all right, we're gonna do it again tomorrow. I'm like, we'll see. And I pivot, and
I'm back.
his truck is it was lifted and not super high, maybe 4-inch lift max, 3-inch, well, not very big. But it felt like it was way high because when my feet hit the ground and my legs collapsed, I was like, oh no. So I pivot out and I drop and I'm like, oh. He's like, legs hurt a little bit? Yeah. I'm like crying and laughing, trying to wheel my fucking legs to move.
So the next 2 days sitting on the toilet was really difficult,
Oh,
right?
it sucked. It sucked. Yeah, the only pain I've
Holding
had
onto the wall.
from that moment was like basically dealing with my broken back that goes click, and like try and wipe your ass until your back click on itself. Click. I'm alone. Why am I crying? That's what I was like, and he's laughing hysterically, and it took me like 5 minutes to get to the front door, and I opened the door, and my kids are like, the daughters are like, "What's wrong with Dad?" He worked out. Oh, they're like,
he never made it back.
How long ago was this?
Oh God,
7 years ago.
Okay, so
years
you're
ago.
still married.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. A long time ago.
Oh no.
Yeah, she actually made fun of him too.
Yeah. She was calling me a pussy. You pussy? What's wrong with you? I'm like, yeah. Anyway, so I love CrossFit too. So, Becky, then I'll let you guys go to bed. What's the hardest workout you've ever done?
I don't. Anything. I have this trainer. Her name is Barbie. And don't let the name deceive you. She's evil. I love her, but she's evil. I would have to say we do what she calls the fun zone on the weekends. And she had us do sort of like doing like 30 jumping jacks, like 30 butt burners per leg, and then we have to push the sled across the gym, weighted, and then pull it back, then sprint and do like sprint to walking backwards up the wall and back down, and all this. Trying to think what else she had us do. Our 15 Arnold's, 15 bicep curls, and then 40 ropes after, and then you run it again, run the whole gym. And then you get to go work out like on the cable machines for one station, and she has like 40 reps of like arms, like face pulls, like a tricep extension, and then something else, like a third workout. Then I'd have to go back to the fun zone, and she had 9 stations. It was awful, like awful.
Does
I don't
not
know.
sound like fun.
9 stations.
But
So-
I enjoyed it. I do. I feel so accomplished. Like I
Yeah.
finished it and I didn't die. And that's the first thing out of her mouth when you're done. She goes, "But did you die?" Like that's the first thing she says.
Yeah.
But she's awesome. She's really good. She pushes me a lot. She pushes me to be my best, and I appreciate her.
Nice.
Yeah. But she's small too. And she's tiny. She has 12 kids. 12 kids.
Oh,
And
she's the
she's
one
like,
with 12.
yes. And she weighs like 120 pounds and she's like 5'1". And she's had 12 kids and she's got like the curviest body. Like, I swear, goals.
That's why
I
she has
swear.
12 kids.
Goals.
Yeah, she pops them out and he's like, hey, look at that. Hey, what's up, baby? Oh,
Lots
12
of
kids.
Irish twins there.
Oh, more than one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she have any twins, actually? Twin
I think
sins?
one set. One set.
So,
I was just
10.
thinking Irish twins, 2 kids born within, what, 10 months of each other?
10 months of each other. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
my daughters are close, just like her two.
Mine are 18 months apart.
18 months, yeah, 17 months.
To the day.
Wild.
Well, day and one. Darian's December 7th and Michaela's June 5th.
Mine are like a year and a half apart, a year and a quarter apart. I mean, one of them is not mine at all, but
Biologically.
But they're yours,
biologically.
So we'll go back to the beginning and we'll kind of wrap it up. So depression, it sucks.
Absolutely. But
Suicidal.
it's something that you can deal with, and it's just like with anything with life. It's you can't really control what life throws at you, but you can control how you react to it. And that's the important thing.
What sort of resources have you used to find out how to communicate? How do you name your pain? How do you do those things? Like, how did you learn how to do it? If you weren't raised with it and you didn't intrinsically have it, how'd you learn?
I've gone through a variety of different trainings, and I've been, we'll say, institutionalized at least once, maybe twice. Arrested a couple of times for suicidal ideations. So, been there, done that. I've got the jail record to prove it. I don't think that necessarily counts, but.
So you learn to suck a dick, and that pretty much solves that. That's the key.
Become a major world famous architect and you suck one dick and you're known as a cocksucker your whole life. Oh my God.
That's why Becky's always in a good mood. Hi. Hi, baby. Do you agree, sweetheart? Suck a dick, you'll feel better.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you'll feel better, Jeff.
One person will feel better.
Yeah, one way or the other.
I'm like, I wasn't even depressed. I was I was sleeping. You looked sad. No, my eyes were closed. I was asleep. But cool. Thanks. I love you.
I love you. Yeah.
So there's help.
Yes,
You listen to a lot of audiobooks. So do I. You listen to a lot, and I love the fact that I think not just for your job, but also just for life in general, you've developed this passion for learning something new. Like, what's a skill? And I love it when you're like, hey, you need this one, this one, this one. Got to. And I'm like, oh, you've never been wrong. Never been wrong. And I start listening to something. I'm like, speaking right to my heart. Middle-aged man who has a hard time expressing his emotions. Oh yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But have you always had that passion for learning new things?
Nope. This is something that I realized that when I think when I realized more than anything else that there's a saying that Confucius says that a man has 2 lives. The first one or the second one starts the moment that he realizes that he only has one. And this is my only trip on the planet. So I'm not planning on being reincarnated because holy shit, I don't want to go through all that shit again. I might as well make the most of it and try to impact as many people as I possibly can positively. One of the other things that really came up was I had been asked a question, and the question was really what was my why as to why I want to do things, why I want to be the best version of myself. And I took probably 3 weeks to a month to think about it. And in reality, my why is just want to help people become the best version of themselves that they can be. So you've got to do the work, you've got to do the studying, you've got to do the research to be able to help as many people as possible.
That's beautiful, actually. That, yeah.
Don't cry, you little bitch.
Oh, I'm not going to. It's you need it. Yeah, you have to have a why. I wholeheartedly agree. People don't buy what you do, by what you do. They buy what you believe. Is that how it goes?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Whatever.
Some fancy shit right there.
Some fancy shit. But yeah, the why. That's important. I'm the same way. That's why we work in the type of industry that we do. You get a chance to interact with a lot of people. Maybe give them just a moment where you can impart some wisdom on them. And I never thought we'd be the old guys in the office. It felt like, when the fuck did that happen? People are like, well, you guys are from a different era. I'm like, go fuck yourself. Yeah. What do you see? What do you see? Rip Van Winkle over here.
Well, I can understand. You're fucking old.
Fuck you. The little bits of wisdom that you can impart on people, you feel like people don't get parented on purpose anymore. And I feel like with my kids, I parent on purpose. Teachable moments. We're like, Dad, can't we just relax? And we could, but I could be dead and then you'd miss out. And there you go.
I don't know. I have the same conversation, since you said that I'm doing the hiring now. I have the same conversation with literally everybody that comes into my office that I offer a job to, and tell them that sales, because we work in a sales environment, that sales is very much a perishable skill. And if they're not physically working on being better, they're falling behind. And I tell them to cut a half an hour out of their day, make it mandatory that they still have to read. It's almost 11 o'clock or it's 10:30, and I'm going to have to still go and follow my own guidelines and go read, and then I'm going to journal, and then I'm going to make it to bed by hopefully midnight so I can get up at 4 and do this shit all over again. Fuck you, Jeff.
I love you, man. Jason, thank you. Thanks for staying up late with me. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure.
It's good perspective. It's not enough time that we have male voices that come out, except for me. I whine and cry all the time about stuff. But I have a masculine male voice, that's you, to come out and say, hey, I suffer. It's hard. Sometimes it's almost taken me out. There's something you can do. People are there to help you when you don't know what to do. But you have the power to take control as much as possible. And you can learn skills to manage yourself. And doesn't mean you don't need help. Get help. If you need help, they'll get you there. Right. But how you choose to live your day every day, and whether you're mindful about how you live your day, whether you're doing things that give you a reason to be mindful, matter too. Like every moment that you're alive is yours to live. You decide how you want to do it. If you want to do it, just do it. We're truly, we're not victims. We're where we choose to be out of habit, comfort, fear.
Well, how you react to everything is whether or not you choose to be a victim. If you choose to be a victim, you're going to be a victim. If you choose to be a survivor, you're going to be a survivor. If you choose to be a fighter, you're going to be a fighter. You're not going to allow yourself to fall into the path of the other avenues. It is who you are. So you fucking fight and kick, scream, do whatever you have to do, but get back in there. It's not about what is it? It's not about how hard you get hit or how hard you fall down. It's how many times you get back up. So you just get up every single time.
Obviously, the reason I started Shelf Help, and this is the last thing, is because we all have this moment in our lives when we realize that we're hurtling towards our death at an incredible rate of speed, and there's nothing we can do to stop it.
Not at all.
That's why the entire industry exists of self-help books, is to take a word like fear, write 10,000 books on it, and you read those until you're dead anyways. Is understanding your fear going to make you live your life?
Nope.
No. If we all have this existential question about why are we here? What's the meaning of life? Jason, what's your take? What's the
meaning?
what's the
of
meaning?
life?
Yeah. Why are we here? What's the meaning?
I
And then we're
don't
done.
know. My mom and dad had sex.
There you go.
No, meaning of life is what can you do to change people's lives? What make them better? If you can make people's better, you can make people's lives better, impact their lives, then in a positive way. I mean, anybody can do things in a negative way, but if you can impact them in a positive way, then you can change literally the path of somebody's life.
Beautiful. Thank you, my friend.
You bet, Fred.
Have a good night. And when I see you tomorrow around the office, you can be angry at me, and that's fine.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't sleep anyways.
Yeah, I mean,
Rebecca, it was wonderful to finally meet you. Jeff has
Yay.
been talking a lot about you and showing me a lot of inappropriate pictures that he's taken. So
he's lying. He's lying.
I'm not
It's like, I don't
lying.
even think there are any.
Oh, wait. I wasn't supposed to say that, Jeff. Shit. I'm sorry.
Troublemaker.
Okay. Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Closing down.
All right. Good night, Jason.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
Nice to meet you.
My God. Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm about to wrap up the show. I know you got to go to bed, and I probably
do.
should do something other than do this. Let's see who's out there. We see Kaylee, future Mrs. Gradle. 69 Vixen 6969. That's Amber. Amber, Kaylee. What's up, girls? Anybody else out there? If you're watching video on demand, thank you. That was retired First Sergeant Jason Danitel. His approach is very mellow. Did you see that? He was very chill.
Yeah, he seems like a cool guy.
He's very passionate about what he does, and people have this impression of him because he looks like Frankenstein, kind of, because he's 6'5" and he's got a giant head, like compared to me, even he's got a big head. I look.
It doesn't
small.
look that big.
No, that's because he's, I don't know. He's not fat, so I got a white face. He doesn't. His is angular, He's got a great mustache. He's got the great mustache. That's fantastic. He taught me how to grow out a mustache. But he's a genuine good guy. He's genuinely a good guy. He likes to laugh. He likes to have fun. He gets serious, though. He's very serious about making an impact on people. And
yeah, he's a service person.
Yeah, absolutely. We're both wired that way. I do this for the same thing. Just one person. I'm gonna have on the show, I believe on Wednesday. His name is Lyndon. He actually worked for a very short period of time. I believe he worked under Jason. I've been out of direct management of human beings for a couple of years, but
I'm so glad to be done with managing people.
Right?
Like, oh my gosh.
Well, my boss, he said, "Hey, you want to manage people again? I'll give you that person's team." And I was like, kind of. I'm a natural. I'm good at it, and I don't know if I'm a natural with people, but I developed philosophies for the last 20 some odd years that anytime I figured out how to solve a problem, I said, okay, how did I do it? How do we do it? Why did it matter? How do we repeat it? And then it's a skill. Now I want you to now take that skill and teach other people. And then I'll take it and I'll teach more. And then everyone will get better. And I love that because as you can probably tell, I have a philosophy behind most things.
So it's kind of a process improvement, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Creating a standard work. So, I mean, makes sense. You're a lean guy. You come from a lean background, right?
Yes, exactly. So this kid that he was having a tough time. We'll go over it more in detail on Wednesday. He was having a tough time. He was not my responsibility. I just spotted it, and I took the time. I wrote him a note, and I let him know that you have what it takes to do this job. I'm paraphrasing. We wouldn't have hired you otherwise. Remember that. Period. That means we believed in you when we hired you. And in case you forgot, we still do. And if no one's told you, then I tell you, I believe in you.
Aww.
And I will believe in you no matter what. When you forget to believe in yourself, you got me, okay? And Kaylee can attest that my MO was super nice, sweet, I want to empower people to be successful. So I took that moment with him, and then he put in his notice like the next day. He said, I thank you so much. It mattered so much. I'm already quitting and I feel bad. I'm like, don't feel bad. Run your race, dude. Go do what you got to do. You find something that makes you passionate. And it's been about a year, I think. And he reached out to me the other day and said, hey, got any advice on dealing with the emotional fluctuations that go with working in sales?
Sales is hard. Sales is a very tough job.
It is. It is. And I said, I do. I'm good at sales. I'm good at training sales. I said, yeah, I do. And he goes, I'd love to catch up with you and kind of let you know how my new career is going. And I'd love if you can give me some advice. That would be amazing. Because I don't think I would give him advice except for believe in yourself. Like, you got to remember, like, you're here for a reason. Sometimes people need to be lifted up.
No.
What's that?
I mean, and you have to get used to people saying no.
Oh, yeah. It's 99 no's and one yes.
Yep.
And the dopamine feels so good when you get that one yes. You're like, yeah, I can do it again. Because we're all wired to be crazy.
And if you work in a good sales environment, there's commission or prizes that go along with it. So
little incentives.
little
some
incentives,
snacks.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe somebody
Little
blows a
perks.
whistle and yeah, you get excited. There's
Brings
a
a
lot of,
balloon to your desk. I don't know why that works, but it really does.
yeah, get a balloon. No shit.
It's
That's
crazy.
funny. We should get some balloons.
You really should. You bring a whole balloon, like you bring a balloon, like, and you steal the balloon. Whoever gets the next prize, you know, like, and it's like, ha ha ha, I'm the keeper of the balloon. So
Totally.
stupid, but
Yeah,
it
it's
works.
true though. It's true. It's totally true.
Every,
Oh yeah,
every
we
sales
do
team
like
I've ever coached.
we do like 30
balloons.
minutes, 30-minute cycle. Be like, all right, 5 more minutes. People are like, God, trying to get their thing.
Yep.
I want to wind up with a balloon.
Like they're fighting over it. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Like small children.
If I had somebody,
I'll admit, I've really
These are
wanted a balloon before too. So I can't say.
it's
Like,
I mentored supervisors. I mentored people who wanted to get in the supervisor development program. And the job was 6 months with me, and then we do like 2 months of classroom and observing, 2 months of more hands-on. And then like the last 2 months was you run the team on your own, and you do all parts. I stand back. You will come to me if you need me. Otherwise, it's yours to break. The first thing that I would teach them, because they would be like, oh, I've learned all this practical knowledge, but I don't know how to apply it. You know, you learn how to change management. You're taking all the courses, but don't know what to do with it because no one has demonstrated specifically what to do in real life. Right. And they'd be like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. This team, they're not gonna respect me. I'm just, who am I? I'm just one of them just a minute ago. And I'm like, check it out. You're complicating things. Here's what human animals want. They want to feel safe. They want to feel happy. And they want to feel successful. Mm-hmm. That's it. Safe, happy, successful. It's the same thing when we were in kindergarten. That's all our kindergarten teacher did for us. You're safe. I'm going to give you some joy. And now I'm going to do a good job. And then you'll come back and you'll do it again tomorrow. And that is, employment works like that. That's it. It really does. It's nothing other than that. Whatever you need to do to make that person feel safe, happy, and then successful. And success can be defined in a million different ways. It's not, did you hit the metric? Did you hit the KPI? Did you hit a goal? Did you what? No. Take it small. I'd have somebody who's like, I took 400 phone calls a day. I didn't get a single, sale. I'm like, okay, cool. I would make them an award that said, holy shit, I can't believe you suck so bad. Let's try it again tomorrow. And then give them like an embossed sticker on it. And then I'd get all of the managers, including the president, to sign it. And then I'd ta-da! They're like, oh my God, I got an award. I'm like, yeah, we're sucking. Like, you suck so bad. It was crazy. We've never had anyone suck as bad as you. Literally, everybody who had this, they're like, literally, everyone signed it? That's amazing. I'm like, yeah. You know what this means? I'm like, what? You can come back tomorrow and we can do it again. Yeah. They're like, I don't want to do this. I'm like, no. Suck less tomorrow. I don't want to have to give you an award every day, but I give you an award because I want you to put it on your desk because that's your desk. And then you come back to your desk. Mm-hmm. they're like, "Oh my God, so sweet." And then people will be like, "What? Like, what is wrong with you? You get an award for sucking?" I'm like, "Yeah, literally, for sucking." Because get over it. It's no big deal. We all suck at times. We all fall short of our own ideals, our own expectations. We're definitely going to fall short of our partner, our spouse, our children, our boss. We are breaking social contracts all the time because we are flawed fucking people. And sometimes we're tired. Sometimes we're not feeling it and we don't want to admit it. Yep. Sometimes we're just trying to get by because of all this stuff. All this stuff.
We're going to talk about sales with this guy.
And we're going to talk about sales. We're going to do some sales. I'm going to do some sales coaching. I don't know all of his situation, but I said, Lyndon, he said, would you like to talk on the phone? Or maybe he said, maybe we can talk on your podcast. And I said,
that's so exciting.
Have you been watching me? Interesting. I said, yeah, absolutely. So haven't talked to him yet. We're going to do it live on the show and we'll go through some coaching and you guys probably pick up on something. And Kaylee, you'll remember. Kaylee got coached all the time too. So we'll do that on Wednesday. Lyndon, he'll be here. And you guys should be here too.
I'll watch.
Hey, thank you, sweetheart. The one last thought, when I would have somebody take over the team, I would send them to either an educational store or like the Dollar Tree or something like that. I say, here's $30. I want you to go buy decorations as if you were decorating a kindergartner's class.
It's true.
This section is going to be your kindergarten class.
The Dollar Tree's the best for that stuff too.
Yeah, this was 20 years ago. I don't know if we had Dollar Trees back then. I don't think we did. Maybe we did. Maybe in San Diego. 99 cents only. We had the 99 cents only.
Or 99 cents and up.
Yeah, back then it was just 99 cents. You can get like all your relatives like nice shit. Like I got candles. Like they had decent stuff back in the day. Because it was actually the leftover stuff. It wasn't manufactured to be $1.
Yeah.
But they're like, this is crazy. They're not going to respect me. I'm like, they will respect you when you give them stickers and you put their names on the wall. And I want you to do it just like kindergarten. And they're like, but you don't do that. I'm like, I don't need to. I did in the beginning though. I had to. How do you create that trust with you? And you do that by creating an environment of trust that you manufacture for them. And now they're going to relate the environment to you and they're going to get over their shit. How can they not? When they come up and you go, look, that was a great call. I want you to sign the star and put it on the wall on your name. It's going to be impossible.
It's true. It so works though. It's so ridiculous. Yeah.
They all thought I was nuts. And the company, it was Geico. They thought it was great. They were like, this guy is fucking great. The CEO would come down. There's like 20,000 people that work there, and he'd be like, I've heard of you. Tell me what you're doing. I'm like, oh, I'm writing like mnemonic devices so people know actually how to get through their call flow. This is called I Saw Delight. I saw delight. Get it? I saw delight. It was a call flow that I made. Identify the problem, solve it, add value, wrap up equals delight. I saw delight. He was like, you're going to take over someday, aren't you? No, I'm going to do 15 years and then I'm going to leave angry. All right.
Oh my gosh. That's being Verizon.
Had the world by the balls until they said, hey, the new sheriff is in town. No more individualism. Yeah. No more creativity. You guys are sheeple and shut your mouth. Nobody cares. Memorize shit. I was like, I hate this place.
Yeah. And everybody is standardized call flow.
They're going to be identical.
And then, pre-recorded greetings, exactly the same.
Yeah. They always say, well, everyone has to have the same experience. I said, well, I don't think so. I think everyone can have a great experience. Yeah. You just have to be able to hire great people. What comes with greatness is connection, not verbiage. Connection.
Absolutely. And you can feel when someone's spitting verbiage at you. You can feel it. Mm-hmm. And it's just like when you call like tech support, right? I think that's like the worst case example of it, because I mean, it's not sales, but you know what I'm talking about. They're like, hold on, have you restarted your computer? Mm-hmm. Have you cycled it down? I mean, have you powered it off and then turned it back on? Like it's these canned responses, and it's like they have a flow, a call flow, and you can tell when you go. Same with sales. You call in, to change, to ask a question about a charge on your bill, and they want to upsell you, and they
Great.
go through this checklist, and you can feel it, and it just feels unnatural. It feels canned, and you feel like just another customer, like, and they don't even care about the fact that your question about your bill.
Right, right, and that's even better. Is they're upselling you on road service and rental reimbursement, and like they're giving you all this shit, and then you're like, no, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. And they're like, all right, well, anything else I could do to ensure that you had a fantastic experience today? Yeah, you could answer my question. Why did my bill go up by $42? Oh yeah, I forgot. That's why you called in the first place. I'm like, yeah,
Because they have this like script they have to run through, and they have to do it within a certain amount of handle time.
yes, those fucking workforce people are
I
brutal.
know workforce people are
I
disgusting.
hate those.
Hate workforce people.
Like, oh, your handling time was 320, and we're really looking like a 283 max is really what we're shooting for. And they're like,
Oh my gosh.
what is
in a dream world 320? Oh my gosh, where I work now.
this was
20-minute phone calls.
This was this was insurance where you like change, replace a car or something. I like to take my car off.
900 fucking seconds. Oh.
Brutal. Well,
you enter that in Erlang, and it's like boom, boom, boom. You need all this stuff.
yeah, the average conversion sale for from front to back, hello to an effective close with the summary and everything that happens correctly is like 15 minutes.
That sounds about right.
That's front to back, but we're also starting at hello, and we're like, let's take you through your retirement nightmare and get your brain focused on the right thing, and you have to build trust, and
the rapport. Yeah.
You can't beat somebody. You can't beat a 60-year-old to death and say, "Give me your money, give me your money." Hi, I wanted to get the book. Fuck the book. We need your money. They're like, it's never gonna work.
Yeah.
Everybody wants their money, and you only got everyone's got one shot to get it, which is why I'm always like, it's amazing what we do actually, because we're helping them take their money and stretch it and put it into a safe vehicle that's not going to have market risk.
Right.
But we do a good thing for people, but they don't have to do it with us.
Right.
That's the thing that it's one thing about the industries that I worked in is at the end of the day, I know when I worked for Geico, I know that they will pay your claim and they will pay what they owe. They're not going to pay more, but they're going to pay what they owe. They're going to indemnify you as quickly as possible and make it as painless as possible. That's good. And so I can get behind that. I know the profit margin on a pizza. So when I did pizza, I was like, you guys are getting fucked. I do inventory. I know how much it doesn't cost.
Yeah. Like how much does the soda cost people?
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm like, that's 2 cents worth of aluminum and 1 cent worth of soda. And you just paid $1.25.
Yep. Like fountain sodas are the worst.
Sucker. Oh,
Fountain sodas like cost them 15 cents. And they'll say $2.19. Cost them 15 cents to make. Yep.
Amazing. So like stuff like that, I don't feel good about it. I'm just like, It makes me want to give stuff away and like take money out of the cash drawer, But that's why retail has a hard time
that way. Yeah.
Yeah, but helping somebody take their retirement money and make sure they guarantee it's going to last and it's not going to, collapse under market risk, I know it's a good thing. So it doesn't matter how much noise is going on. I've always believed in the service that we provide and the outcomes that happen. And the fact that they choose us, I'm always surprised because I'm like, we suck. Like, we could be so much better. I can't believe you trusted us. That's amazing. It's your life savings. But anyways, we'll do some sales training on Wednesday. Jason, that was awesome. Becky, thank you for coming on. I appreciate you.
Of course.
I just called you Becky. I never call her Becky.
I know you never call me Becky.
I know. It's your show name.
You called me like Becky a few times today.
I know. It's the show thing.
Yeah. Tonight. You haven't called me Becky during the you didn't call me Becky today.
That was weird. Where did that come from?
I don't know.
It's the show. The show does it to me. It's her alter ego is Becky, just so you know. The real Rebecca. She's hidden. I know where she is. All right. Well, good night, all. Shelf Help Show, video on demand. Like, smash, do something. And then,
Nah. I'm a 12-year-old boy. I can't.
I know, smash. Smash a 12-year-old boy. What do I always say when I end the show?
No, don't do that. Wherever you are.
Don't.
Even if you're a 12-year-old girl, don't.
No.
They're
Bad.
wrong. All bad.
Mary Kay Letourneau, you stop. All right. Well, at least he looked young for his age. Yeah. Love one another and
Not
love
like that, though. Yeah.
yourself. That's the right thing. All right.
Just love yourself.
Mahalo. Oh, that's a Adam Carolla thing. Mushy mushy. Sayonara. Oh, I'm gonna get canceled. I better be careful.
You better be careful.
I'm about to get canceled. All right, what's up, my
Asta del Taco.
Asta del Taco? Yeah,